Well, howdy doody. Good to see you. I wish we had these fun shapes to play with in our classroom, but we're gonna have to look at them on paper and it will be a very quick lesson for you, even though it is basic geometry. Ooh. All right, you can build models with these solid shapes. Last time we were talking, ooh, another earthquake. That was crazy. Ah, no, not again. Okay, so you're dealing with not plain shapes like you were over here. You're dealing with shapes that have dimension. Dimension just means you can hold them in your hand as an object. They have height and width and depth, like a cube, a rectangular prism, a cone, a cylinder, a pyramid. Those are all things you're familiar with. You can make models of things. This is what God does all the time. This is what architects do when they build buildings. This is what you do when you play Legos or blocks or build fun, exciting things in your backyard. You're using different shapes. You put them together to make fun things. Your job is to be able to, as an artist as well, look at something and take the shapes apart, potentially even so that you could draw it. If you were to look at this top part of a castle shape, say, and you're like, oh, I can never draw that. Well, yes, you could. If you put your mathematical hat on and you say, well, I really am just seeing a cone and a cylinder and a rectangular prism, well, I can draw those shapes, and so blooms the artist in you, or the architect in you, or the engineer in you. So all of this is very applicable to life as a kiddo, as well as life as an adult. So super useful putting these things together. If you'll turn with me to page 289, we're looking at these kinds of things. If you were to look at these two models here and say, which solids make up the models? Over here, just take a look at it and tell me the solids that you're seeing. Well, you're seeing a cone, cube, a rectangular solid, more cubes and rectangular solid. Pretty simple. On this one, what are you seeing? Rectangular solids, cubes, cylinders, and cones. Yeah, so you're seeing all of these four things, and then you could take them and arrange them in all kinds of different crazy ways. This, you're able to look at this kind of shape and be able to label that you are seeing how many cubes? 6. How many rectangular prisms? 1. How many cylinders? 2. How many cones? 2. You are used to naming these. What I want you to see here, students, is that you can use this information to break what your eyeballs are seeing in life, break those shapes apart so that you could either draw them or recreate them somehow. You are an image bearer and you are made to create. And this is one of the building blocks God is giving you to create new things. We are not going to do the rest of the pages on here in the book. I want you to take your workbook out to practice 2 of this chapter. It's page 237. If you'll open that with me, this is not going to take very long for you, I would imagine. Be sure to put your name, date, and number at the top. You're looking at this set of shapes, and you're going to name the solid shapes that you see here. For this section, picture A, you're going to write down how many rectangular prisms you see. Put the number there. How many cubes do you see for number A? How many cones do you see? How many cylinders do you see? How many spheres do you see? For B, that's this picture right here, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to separate out how many of each of those shapes you see. You're going to be really good at this. If you turn the page, you're going to do the same thing with this giant contraption here. And you're going to name the solid shapes used in this model. And you're going to write the number of those shapes you see. Super simple. You're going to be great at this. And I want you to be remembering while you're great at this that this is the basic beginning blocks of geometry. Ooh, turn those pages in when you're done and celebrate.